All right, all right. What we got going on today is we got my very first client in the state of Arkansas when I was doing home visits. Got Matt here. All right, everybody. Yeah, this ugly mug. Yeah, this is what we got. We're going to do his hair like I always do, whatever I want to do to it. He tells me what he wants, and I say, sure, I got you, bro, and I just do whatever I want to do to it. How you doing today, man?
Doing all right.
All right, all right. We at the shop, as always. You know, come see us at Between Brothers Barbershop, 2413 Midland. So what we're doing today is, what we doing, Matt? Never mind.
Yeah.
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 I don't even know why I even asked. Yeah. So Matt,
What'd I do this time?
of course you don't. This is the first time you're being recorded on the show. It's called "What's Happening for Smith: A Day in the Life at the Shop." You know. So one of the things I do here at the shop is I talk to everybody about everything, but I like to start the conversation off with what people do for a living. Okay, so what is it that you do for a living, man?
I build bridges.
Can you speak a little louder so people can hear you?
I build bridges.
Bridge builder. So what are some of the type of bridges that you built before?
A lot in Little Rock, Oklahoma City, Missouri. I don't know, there's too many to count.
So you build bridges everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay, are there different types of bridges?
Some are.
Some different types of bridges. When you say different types of bridges, what do you mean? Like
There's different types of beams.
beams? What kind of beams? Like beam stalks? Jelly
No.
beams? What kind of beams?
Beams are what holds the concrete up.
Okay.
You gotta weld some angle to that, then weld it flat. Basically like a pan.
Alright, so
Creates a pan to hold the concrete.
do you have to go to school to learn how to build a bridge?
No.
Okay, so when I hear build bridges, I'm talking about build a bridge and get over it. You know what I'm saying, Matt? So when you talk about building bridges, are there bridges for them, like they hold different types of weights?
Yeah.
Big bridge for trains, planes, automobiles. What? I mean,
They're just vehicle bridges
okay.
for buses, cars.
So what's weight limits, right? So per se, of course, a car weighs a lot less than a daggum semi. All right. So when you're building a bridge, what's the minimal weight that you build a bridge?
That I don't have a clue. I just weld them together.
You just weld them together. You get the blueprint and say go, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. On average, what's the longest it's taking you to build a bridge?
It just varies on the size of the bridge. I built a bridge in 8 hours. I built a bridge in 2 months.
Okay, so you mean to tell me you built a bridge in 8 hours?
Yeah. Welded it all together.
Put a whole bridge. What do you build a bridge from here to like the sidewalk type thing? I mean, how you build a bridge from here to
No,
8 hours?
we come in and we weld together the angle iron. And
Okay,
that holds the rebar, which holds the concrete together.
Okay, so the rebar that holds the concrete.
We create the floor for everything.
Oh, shoot. So I may have driven across the bridge.
Oh, you most definitely have, especially if you drive between Fort Smith and Van Buren.
Oh, you built that one?
The two twin little bitty bridges,
Oh, you built that one?
right by Grand, between Kelly and Grand.
So I'm gonna ask you again. You built that one?
Yep.
Okay.
Not both of them. Not just one.
Them?
Them.
You built that then?
Them.
You built that then? So y'all don't understand that. Me and Matt, we go back quite a few years, and we have, like I said, when I was making house calls, Matt was my first customer in the state of Arkansas. As you probably realize, I'm not from Arkansas, you know, so I'm an East Coast guy. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm an implant, you know, and what brought me here is I married a woman. You know, I married someone from the area, and I'm highly recommend don't marry only children because they spoil. And if she's watching, she knows exactly what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about. But I'm not gonna put her business out there. But she knows she's spoiled. And anyway, So being a bridge builder, did you have to go to school to be for that, or
No.
it's just one of those jobs that you got trained on site?
Pretty much you just get trained on site.
Pretty much trained on site. When you say you train on site to do what? I mean,
Tie rebar. Pretty simple. All you got to do is be able to run a drill and read a tape measure, basically.
what is rebar?
Rebar is the metal bars that go inside the concrete.
Okay, so
It allows the bridge to flex.
So you say you weld them together.
I weld the angle line.
Okay, so you have to be a welder to
Yeah.
be a welder. So do you have to go to school to be a welder, or is it best to go to school to be a welder?
I would say it's best to go to school to be a welder.
Okay, so
Me, I didn't. I learned how to weld on the job sites, and then I went to the university and took my welding test.
okay, so you can OJT a lot of it, and then OJT on the job training,
Yeah.
for lack of better terms, and go test out for it, for lack of better terms as well. With that being said, do you recommend? Okay, you have children, of course,
Right.
And do you recommend well, we always want better for our children than we have for ourselves, right?
Right.
So when we were kids, go to college, learn something. Go to college, learn something. You're not going to be happy. You know what I'm saying? So, but we as parents realize that not all of our children per se are made to go to college, correct?
Right.
Okay, but some of our children will go to college and excel, right?
Right.
And some of our children, they're better off at hands-on. Okay? Do you recommend, or to be a bridge builder, do you recommend go to college and be a doctor, lawyer, or what?
I recommend going to school.
Okay, but trade school is school, correct?
Right.
We need trades people out there too. I
Try
can't say-
school out first, and then,
Okay, and I respect what you're saying, but at the same time, if we didn't have people who work with their hands, we wouldn't have bridges.
well, that's true.
Okay, we wouldn't have cable wire. What's the word I'm looking for? Automobiles. We wouldn't have cable lines.
Right.
And so on and so forth. We didn't have people who work with their hands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's okay to work with their hands. It
If
just
people
depends on-
like to travel,
Right.
then yeah, it would be a considerable job.
Okay, but at the same time, people who don't like to travel, they still got to get to that job where they have to sit behind that desk all day, correct? Okay, now who makes that desk? A carpenter, right? Okay. So a carpenter doesn't sit behind a computer all day. Someone still has to sit behind that computer to turn up that blueprint for that carpenter to go by to make that desk, right?
Right.
You got to have that engineer to look at that computer.
Right.
Well, who puts those computers together? A robot, right?
Yeah, I was about to
But who
say.
built the robot? But who built the robot? Someone with their hands,
Someone.
right? Okay, right? So, like I said, we want better for our children. But you have to, I guess, look at the individual child that you have to say, hey, which you're best suited for a hands trade, or you know what I'm saying? Per se, because I got 3 of them.
Yeah.
I got 3 of them. And I don't discourage my kids. I support my kids in what they want to do. I got one. She wants to be a veterinarian. All right, and she's been saying that since she was like 4, not 4, 4. You know what I'm saying? And if that's what she wants to do, it's my job to encourage her to do that. But I got one that wants to be a RN in the medical field, registered nurse in the medical field, but in the OB sector. Because she wants to deliver babies. I think OB, I'm not sure. I'm not a medic. You know what I'm saying? I think OB is the baby sector. How about peds? How about pediatrics? How about that? You know what I'm saying? But that's the field that she wants to go into with babies. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I have to encourage them to do what they want to do. So, I don't know, man. It's just up in the air. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like I say, Matt here, he works with his hands. He does what he wants. He builds bridges, and he gets over them. You know what I'm saying? So, that is what it is, But I don't know, man. But we ain't here. We just talking about any and everything at the shop. That's what we do. I like to start the conversations up about people in their careers and what they do. 2413 Midland Boulevard, Fort Smith, Arkansas. That's where we at. So if we all out of towners who I don't want to call you out of towners, but people who don't live here, but you know me, and you ever decide to come through Fort Smith, or you just come through Fort Smith, period, in the discussion, come holler at your boy and get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? So again, now we got the professional stuff out of it. Man, you a country boy, right? Come on.
I guess.
Come on.
We could call it.
Come on. In your definition, what's a country boy? Cricket? Cricket? Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
somebody like myself from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, you know what I'm saying? Everything's country to me. You know what I'm saying? Because where I live, you have to drive past cows. You know what I'm saying? You got to drive past cows both. You know where I live, Matt.
Right.
You got to drive past cows both ways. No matter how you look at it to get to my house. You know what I'm saying? So what's your definition of country? Is country boy? Yeah, excuse me. Is a country boy is a area you live in, or is it a way of living?
I think it's more of a way of living.
You think it's more of a way of living?
Yeah.
Now we got that part out of the way. What is that way of living?
Ooh, that's hard.
How would you describe country living?
I don't know. I'm just hard working.
Well, people work hard in the city too.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Country living to me is baling hay, riding and breaking horses. You know what I'm saying? Growing your own egg. You can't grow an egg. I'm sorry. You know,
Raising your own chickens.
raising your own chickens, getting your own eggs. You know what I'm saying? Growing your own greens. You know what I'm saying? That's country
Right.
living to me. But, you know, also country living is also like your next neighbor's a mile and a half away. You know what I'm saying? There's one traffic light in the whole town. The sheriff is the mayor. He's also the lawyer, the judge, the dentist. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that definitely
The
qualifies.
beaver type stuff. You know, that definitely qualifies. But you also got towns like Bonanza, 540 people.
Yeah.
And those towns really exist. You see what I'm saying? And Hackett. Where's that town? Kibler.
Kibler.
Less than 1,000 people. You know what I'm saying? And my high school had more than that. My graduating class was more than some of these towns. You know what I'm saying? And you got these towns where everybody's related. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I get it. I get the fact of country living, if you ask me. You know, so, you know, what do you, is that per se some of that type of country living?
I would say all of that is.
All of that, but you don't live like that though, do you?
No, not at all.
So those 8 horses I saw at your house, those 8 horses I saw at your house the other day when I came over for dinner, right?
Right.
Yeah, none of that's you, right? Or you were just watching, you were watching for somebody, right?
Yeah, I was babysitting. Yeah.
You were babysitting the horses, huh?
Right.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, whatever you say, Matt. You were horse sitting, not dog sitting, horse sitting, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, man, it's been a couple of days since you've been in the shop. What you been up to, man?
Basically, work and sleep. That's about it.
Working, who does that? That sounds like some grown-up stuff that people with bills and
Right.
responsibilities got to do. Ain't being a grown-up stupid.
Yeah. I wish somebody would slap me whenever I was a kid and said, I want to grow up. Can't wait to grow up. Somebody should have slapped me.
Why would they have done that? They
Good.
say, you know what? It ain't always cracked up to be. You're going to find out. You know? And that's what I tell the young people, man. Stay a kid as long as you can. Because
Hard to start falling asleep.
you don't get to go to sleep today. You on TV, man. You internationally known. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'm just throwing it out there.
Hey, you don't get
That's
to go
when
to
it
sleep.
starts.
Hey, me and Matt, we have this tradition. Every time I cut this, I give him one of these. Right across the schnoz, you know what I'm saying? Don't ask why or where it came from. It's just something we do every time.
Right.
You know? He kind of feels funny if I don't give it to him. You know, he thinks I'm mad at him or something. Nah.
You know, that was
Really? Hard to stay awake during that
I'm
match?
just saying.
Are you serious right now?
I'm dead serious.
This guy. Yeah, I'm actually keeping him up during his nap time right now. Because every time Matt gets in the chair, he goes to sleep on me. You know, so what do you think about this football season, Matt?
I don't know.
I forgot. If it ain't rodeo or NASCAR.
What's wrong with that?
There's lots wrong with it, in my opinion. First of all, if you ask me, I don't understand the point of watching cars ride around in circles for hours on end.
Hey, there's technique behind it. That's
Is
just
there
like,
a technique behind what? Watching cars ride around
look,
in
that's just like, I
circles?
can't see why people sit for hours watching somebody throw a ball back and forth. I mean, I watch my kids do it, but that's a different story.
Which ball are you talking about?
The football.
Well, that's men also running into each other. I'm stronger than you, and I'm gonna run you over. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know? Like, okay, I'm gonna flatten you. I'm gonna run you over. I'm gonna take you out. You know what I'm saying? Like rugby. Rugby's fun, right?
I can see rugby.
Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. You know? But I don't know, what's the technique of driving around, what is it, left? They don't make no right turns in NASCAR?
Yeah, it's
Why is it all left turns at that?
tracks round.
It could be round to the right too.
Hey, I don't know. Why is them guys?
I'm trying to figure out how am I supposed to line your mustache up and you still don't got no lips.
Hey, I got flash on my lips.
That's your story?
No, it really didn't.
When?
3 days ago.
You ain't had lips ever since I know you. So no, I'm country now since I know you. You know, so you can't blame it on that. If you had your welder's mask on, you wouldn't have got flash burn on your soup coolers. Yeah, well, what?
Second quarter here in Reno and Yankee Field. Jay Norvell, his fourth season as the head coach, talking about his influences in Dad Mary.
So how'd you get flash burn on the soup coolers, man?
Not wearing my helmet. I ain't gonna lie.
So as a welder,
No, I had my welding helmet down. I just didn't have it covering my lips.
so I'm gonna ask him to say this again, right? As a welder and site foreman, oh, I forgot to tell y'all that part. He's the boss on the sites, right? Who may train me, the new guy, right, to per se weld or learn the techniques and procedures of this said company that Matt works for, that he's been with for a while now, or whenever he decides he wants to work for him, type deal. So, how much sense does that make to not have your mad hood on around them soup coolers? Can't get no sugar, can't get no Kool-Aid, can't drink. You know what I'm saying? How you supposed to do all that, man?
Oh no, I think it was the day that I was actually holding grade. Thursday we had to switch off, me and the welder. The other welder kept switching back and forth.
Safety first, right? Ain't that the first
Trying to.
rule number one when you hang a million feet off the concrete by a string and a hook?
Sometimes.
Oh, sometimes that's the first rule of thumb, right? First time, huh? Well, I tell you the truth. So, Matt, explain to me this, riddle me this, Batman. When I was doing house calls, right? And I was cutting your hair in the living room or kitchen, whichever room we were in that day.
Right.
And then I went to another shop I used to work at, right, to this shop. Explain the evolution to everybody in the world, right? Explain the, I don't want to say maturity level from when you met me then to now, but explain the major difference between then and now, if there's any. I guess there ain't none, everybody.
I mean, basically the same way from day one as it is now. What is it?
About four and a half.
Yeah, 4.5 years. So I mean, it was one of them deals, you know. How you meet me is hey, who I am type deal.
So you saying I've been 100 with you since 1977?
Yep.
Well, maybe 1997 for you. But you know what I'm saying? Since day one, right?
Yep.
So since I opened this shop, I've not changed who I am, is what you're saying.
Right.
He's been cheating on me with his beard. I call it cheating on me. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this segment of What's Happening Fort Smith, a day in the life at the shop. I got my boy Matt here. Like I say, Matt was my first customer in Arkansas when I was making house calls. He's followed me from the house to another shop I used to work at to my own shop now. Thank you, everybody. Come see us at 2413 Midland. You can get a haircut. You know, you might find your way here on YouTube and everything. Between Brothers Shop on YouTube, 2413 Midland Boulevard, Fort Smith, Arkansas. Thank y'all very much. Have a good day.